make a sincere request that all of you please put your phones on silent mode. Thank you. Welcome to the second stage talk on the last day of the Hyderabad Literary Festival. It is titled A Peaceful Movement and is a dance theatre dialogue. A Peaceful Movement is a collaborative offering of the Society to Save Rocks and Odissi dance activist Nayantara Nanda Kumar. She is the founder of Our Sacred Space in Secunderabad. The citizens of the Twin Cities are urged to capture the importance of our very own unique natural heritage, and that is the Deccan Rocks. These are amongst the oldest in the world. Is rock conservation every citizen's duty? Nayantara and her dance troupe will be showcasing through energetic movement success stories from around the world that ensure the survival of natural heritage sites as a result of strong-willed citizens-driven campaigns. With sheer people's power, many priceless natural treasures have been rescued for generations to come. The Society to Save Rocks is the only NGO working towards conservation of rocks. Today, the 26th, is the 29th year of its existence. The Society implores you, the esteemed safekeepers of the environment, to take a stand for protecting our natural heritage, which influences all forms of life in more ways than one. Do we only associate sounds of detonating rocks that are steadily turning Deccan granites into construction material? It's time for us to think about it. Being the daughter of a socially conscientious parents, Tara is no different. Her father retired as a senior reporter of the Indian Express and has witnessed many rockscapes turning into skyscrapers. Her mother, Nalini Nand Kumar, a librarian and storyteller, works with Tara on all her activist productions. Inspired by both her professions as an environmental engineer in the US and her love for rocks, Nayantara and her troupe passionately call for action to save the remains of our Deccan heritage. And I say our with emphasis that you feel the sense of belonging to our rocks. We, the citizens of the Twin City, owe much to one dainty, frail lady called Frau Kakada, a German by birth who made Hyderabad her home. Her dedication and consistent effort of 29 years has finally brought our rocks center stage and made it a serious matter of concern. If we all collaborate, we can surely save the last of the stunning Deccan rocks. And before I request Nayantara and her troupe to come on board, may I ask all of you to give a round of applause for Frau Kakada. Let everyone see you, please. And other committee members, Mr. Ravi Bundavali, Amita Talwar, Padmini Patel, Sudhir Bhan, and pardon me if I'm missing out on anyone whom I'm not able to see. Please welcome Nayantara.
The Deccan Plateau is one of the most ancient formations in the world, 2.5 billion years old. It is appalling that our natural rock heritage is blasted, crushed, and sold. Around the world, natural wonders have been designated UNESCO sites, ensuring their protection through legal process. Could we work to have These unique rock formations of the Deccan, designated UNESCO sites as a cluster, that would be true progress, true development. Lead the way, Hyderabad. A unique rock heritage site is Fakhruddin Gutta, Khajagura. These stunning gneissic rocks tell the story of landscape evolution and changes in monsoon patterns. These rock formations regulate water flow, harbor unique biodiversity, form a variety of edge habitats, and give a structural stability to the landscape. The rocky hill forests of our region have been extensively destroyed, and Fakhruddin Gutta is one of the last remaining. The destruction of the rocky hill forests is death to thousands of trees downstream and animals that live in these fragile habitats. These ecosystems are on the brink of extinction. Wake up, Hyderabad. Given your unique strengths, what can you do to preserve our natural heritage? Rocks direct water flow towards the lakes. A loss of rocky heritage is a direct cause for flooding. The unplanned destruction of lakes, combined with the demolition of rock formations, leads to flooding. If Fakhruddin Gutta is not saved, then in a heavy monsoon, the financial district as far as Gachibowli will be underwater. In the web of life, our survival is tied to the fate of Fakhruddin Gutta. You have a question?
You know, it's really nice all the data you've given us, but I wish we could have some poetry, some music, some drama. And
We'll give that a thought.
We are standing on hallowed ground. The rocks under our feet are 2,500 million years old. The Deccan Plateau is one of the most ancient rock formations in the world. Strange and awe-inspiring are the ways of nature. What began as fire and burning gas transformed itself into a magnificent expanse of hard rock. It all began when columns of magma from the Earth's fiery core pushed their way up towards the surface. Since the crust was unyielding, the magma sought space, spreading itself horizontally, layer upon layer, growing in thickness and volume under the crust. Developed in the crust, and it began to fall away rather like onion peels, exposing the granite between. Later, wind, water, and blazing heat whipped and sculpted the granite into the splendid rounded forms we now see. one of the last surviving cluster of rocks in the city of Hyderabad. I am living heritage. I am a benign presence. I let the sun, the rain into my crannies. I allow seeds to sprout and squirrels and birds and snakes to nest in my folds. You see, I nurture life. I ask you, can you do likewise? I am a home, a hideout, a shrine, a challenge, a barrier, a monument to be cherished. Or, perchance, to be buried under truckloads of debris. And of course, I am lush money to be blasted, crushed, cut, and sold and shipped overseas to build monstrous edifices to the gods of commerce. Are you, as citizens of Hyderabad, going to be silent spectators to my destruction? Shall we explore what you can do to protect me? Shall we look around to other parts of the world to see what people have done to protect their natural heritage? All over the world, from ancient times to the present day, mountains are considered mystical places where the human meets the divine. Mount Olympus in Greece is the dwelling place of the gods. It is a place of exceptional beauty and biodiversity. 1,700 species of plants, 450 species of animals live here. No wonder the Greeks consider it sacred ground. On Zeus's command, the peaks of Olympus are always shrouded in cloud cover, so that the humans cannot see the gods. The gods, however, keep a sharp eye on the humans. So what have the humans done to protect Mount Olympus? They accorded it National Park status in 1938. In 1981, it was declared a World Biosphere Reserve by the UNESCO Heritage Act. Environmental organizations work to enhance climate resilience around Mount Olympus. Volunteers are trained in biomass management, fire prevention, and community education. Visitors are sensitized to the unique ecology of Mount Olympus. Fakhruddin Bhutta too should be accorded heritage status, and we, the citizens of Hyderabad, should protect it from encroachment and destruction. Coming back to the Greeks, they are a lively, friendly people. Despite 400 years of domination, they retain a strong sense of identity. They love to gather family and friends. They love good food. And they love to dance!
name is Wangari Maathai. I was born in Ihiti in the Kenyan highlands. The revered Mount Kenya rose in the distance, majestic and snow-clad. We called her the place of brightness. Her snows fed some 300 rivers and countless little streams that meandered past our farm. When I was young, we collected drinking water from the stream. Never had to boil it. It was crystal clear. I left home to study in the late 60s. When I returned, I was greeted by a denuded landscape. Even the sacred fig trees had been chopped down. Everywhere there was ruthless deforestation. The rivers, once cascading and fulsome, had shrunk into streams, and the streams had dried up. The mountains had lost their mantle of snow. Small patches of white apologetically showed up here and there. The women of the village spoke of their hardship. They had to trek miles for water, fodder, and fuel. The topsoil was washed away, and the monsoons, once so regular and unfailing, now played a cat-and-mouse game. The threat of drought hung frighteningly close. The Green Belt movement was born of the determination to restore the green cover. We began with a token planting of 7 trees to commemorate the 7 heroes of our freedom movement. Then we planted some more and some more. We planted in our own yards, in our neighbors' yards. We planted on the commons, on government land and wasteland. We raised thousands of seedlings in nurseries, trekking miles to fetch water to keep our plants alive. The women who were once despairing and hopeless now found a new meaning in life. They found sustenance. Our movement spread like a wildfire across Africa. Women took up raising nurseries and planting trees and caring for them. Financial aid came from different quarters. It was amazing how many people were concerned about the environment. I have often been asked whether I am anti-development. While development is desirable, it is important that we are mindful of the long-term environmental impact. The problems that stem from environmental degradation happen gradually. Often, the generation that damages the environment is not the one that pays the price. So think carefully before you chop a tree, because your axe might be striking your children's feet. And we also have to consider our obligation to the plants and animals that inhabit our planet. Do we have a right to exterminate them, or do we honor their right to live? Many centuries ago, a Buddhist monk named Batuo sailed from the shores of India to China. He went to the court of Emperor Xiao Wen to propagate Chan Buddhism. The emperor ordered his men to construct a temple high in the Songshan mountains. He wanted Batuo to train the monks in the study of Buddhist scriptures and in meditation. 35 years later, another Buddhist monk called on the court of the emperor. The emperor refused to see him, so he went to a cave nearby and sat in meditation. It was 9 long years before he emerged, and the emperor welcomed him joyfully. The monk was called Bodhidharma. Bodhidharma bade the monks rely on personal experience and direct realization rather than on ritual and prescriptive practice. He noticed that the monks were not particularly healthy. So he devised a set of exercises that later evolved into Shaolin Kung Fu. Shaolin monks became legendary for their martial arts skills. Shaolin Temple was located in a wild, lonely, bandit-ridden terrain. There was also the threat of attack from neighboring armies. So the monks had to be prepared to defend themselves and their temple and the community. While spiritual practice was their primary concern, the Shaolin monks also engaged in formulating herbal medicines and in ministering to the sick and infirm. The Shaolin Temple has a checkered history. It was attacked several times and burnt down. The monks persecuted and killed, the practices suppressed. Invariably, the surviving monks came out of hiding and rebuilt the temple with the help of the local people. Shaolin Temple is now on UNESCO's World Heritage List. Shaolin Temple owes its existence to the courage and devotion of the monks and the persistence of the local citizens. Can we not do likewise? And so to the place of the gods, Lhasa in Tibet. It was a dark, icy night. A thin crescent moon lit the sky, reflected by the snow on the mountains. A 15-year-old Tenzin Gyatso, a child selected by the monks to be the next Dalai Lama, stepped out of the Potala palace, disguised as a soldier, into the icy expanse of the Himalayas. He was accompanied by 15 monks on his perilous journey. Things had been in the boil in Tibet. Confrontation between the Chinese and the Tibetan people seemed inevitable. The Chinese government introduced repressive measures to suppress the Tibetan people. It was decided by the senior monks that the Dalai Lama should seek refuge in India in order to keep the Tibetan spirit alive. 15 days of relentless travel brought them to the threshold of India and safety, Tawang in Arunachal Pradesh. Tibet was occupied by the Chinese, and Tibetans were brutalized and forced out of Tibet, their monuments destroyed. Ethnic cleansing continues to this day. The Chinese government has made every attempt to stamp out Tibetan culture and snuff out the aspirations of the Tibetan people. Well, the might of the Chinese army is no measure for the spirit of the Tibetan people. They set about rebuilding their communities, honoring their traditions and preserving their culture, as witnessed by their tankas, mandalas, chants, music, dance, sculpture, embroidery, cuisine, and their wealth of spiritual and medical knowledge. Tibetan settlements are lively, friendly places, whether in Karnataka, Himachal, or California. Like the people of Palestine, they exemplify the invincibility of the human spirit. In Tibet, we see the destruction of natural and built habitat and the decimation of the local people. As humans, we can either hurt and harm each other, or we can live in harmony. This is a choice we have to make as a civilization. Tibetans have shown the world that the answer to hatred and repression is courage, compassion, and forgiveness. In the vastness of the Persian desert was the tiny walled hamlet of Suhrewardi. Shihabuddin, a Sufi saint, lived here. In the same village, there lived a lad of serious bent of mind. The saint took him as his disciple. Some years later, the master bade him head eastwards. From India's western frontier, he then proceeded towards the Deccan. His fame preceded him. He was welcomed by the Qutub Shahi Emperor Sultan Abdullah to join his darbar. The lad politely refused. He chose instead to live in the rocky wilderness of what is now Khajaguda, serving the poor, the sick, and the needy who flocked to him. For the Suhrewardiyas, mere piety is not enough. They had to strive to relieve the suffering of man and beast. The lad grew up to be known as Baba Fakhruddin, the Sufi mystic. He settled on the outskirts of our city. We are standing on hallowed ground. The place he chose was incredibly beautiful, wild and untouched. Massive rocks balancing precariously on each other. Narrow passageways between the rocks leading into secret caves. The mystic Meher Baba meditated here for 9 days in 1951. Every year, hundreds of devotees flock here to pay homage. Lord Ananta Padmanabh Swami reclines on Adi Sesha in an 800-year-old temple under a boulder. A place of historical, spiritual, and natural significance. Surely, as conscious citizens of the ancient city of Hyderabad, we can protect this wondrous 2.5 billion year rock formation of Khajaguda. Round and round, my cares fall away. Round and round, my fears fall away. Round and round, I leave hate and envy. I leave prejudice and division. Closer and closer to my soul, at one with the universe. Spinning, but still at peace, beyond thought, beyond emotion, beyond the pull of the opposites. Peace that dwells at the heart of the cosmos and is the true essence of the human soul. Peace in the heavens. Peace on earth, in the waters, in the air, amongst medicinal plants, in the trees. Peace in each and every heart.
अंतरिक्षं शांति पृथ्वी शांति राप शांति औषधेय शांति वनस्पतय शांति विश्वदेवाय शांति ब्रह्मा शांति सर्व शांति शांतिरेव शांति क्षमा शांति रेधे शांति Shanti. Shanti.
Mesmerizing and a perfect way to convey the message that it has to be a citizens' movement and everyone needs to own and feel the connect to the rocks. Thank you so much for doing it on behalf of the Society to Save Rocks, and I hope that this message is taken to many more places and many more people are able to connect with what you have conveyed. Thank you so much. I request you to please introduce your troupe.
Thank you for being a wonderful audience. This has been a labor of love for the work of Society to Save Rocks and our gorgeous rocks of Hyderabad. The script and the narrator is Nalini Nanda Kumar. Dancers, Samyukta, Manjula, Ashwini, Shaheen, Payal, Kundana, and Dikshita. Our amazing martial artist, Lohit. And our whirling dervishes, Anant and Lohit. Thank you. One more, I missed a few. Our multimedia and our beautiful music. Chandan worked very hard to put all this together. Backstage, we have Shobha Karthik, Shobha Srinivas, Shilpa, and Dr. Padmini. Thank you.
As I mentioned in the introduction that this is our 29th year, and it is something which we are very passionate about, and I request all of you to join in. Every third Sunday, we have a rock walk. That is one of the best ways to convey to people that, this is important. And we need to conserve these rocks because they play a good role in the environment. And we sincerely urge that you all come with your family, your friends, at least for one rock walk, have a chance, and I'm sure you all will keep coming back. Thank you so much for being such a wonderful audience and appreciating every piece that Nayantara and her troupe have given. Thank you so much. And before you go, may I request all of you to please come in front of the stage so that we can have a group photo.